Namaste to everyone. Welcome to the second week of the webinar series. As usual, the first question is, can you see me and hear me clearly? Namaste, Kathy. Just want to know if you're able to see and hear me clearly. Because here now and then the internet will be a bit slow. Just wanting to make sure that I'm with you and speaking to you, not only speaking to my laptop. Wonderful. I was actually waiting for this moment to talk to all of you because it's a very special meeting, special online meeting. Thank you, and thank you so much. So this is of both community, it is a Stockholm community as well as our friends from Miami who have attended Being Limitless in Miami. I was very happy to journey with all Being Limitless participants in Miami. So it's a very special experience. Whenever I meet them, I talk to them. It's a very special experience for me. And also Stockholm. So I think Anandagiriji is leaving to Russia right now along with Preetaji. There's a bigger event is happening in Russia, and it is for the topmost executives of Russia. And they are very happy to invite founder Preetaji for a very big conference. So it is happening for 3 days. So yeah, so he sent his love and best wishes for all the participants who have attended in Stockholm. He wanted to say hi to all of you from Stockholm, and he's on his way to the airport right now as we speak. So how is everyone doing? I've been hearing a lot of magical occurrences happening in your life after attending Being Limitless. The last week I was talking to one of my friends. He said to me that he has gotten something which is amazing. And he said that the wealth that he was chasing for life, it just happened to him. He got the 5-figure income out of nowhere. So I presume that there are a lot of magical occurrences that has been happening in your life after the Being Limitless program. I hope you are awakening to all forms of wealth, not only in terms of money, but also in terms of relationship, in terms of love, in terms of connection, and etc. So I hope you are all doing good, and hope your Mitra is online, because it's very important that you take this journey together with your Mitra. Just make sure whoever was your spiritual Mitra, if you have like 1 minute, you can just text your Mitra if he or she is available online. So at One World Academy right now, and we are doing a beautiful process for some friends here. It's a personal process program, and it's wonderful to help out our friends from across the world, and especially they are from America. It's wonderful to journey with them. So I hope you know about us, you know the vision of O1O and One World Academy. It's it's a movement away from suffering. It's from unhappiness to a place of happiness. All the journeys will have these elements to move from a place of unhappiness to a place of happiness, from a place of separation to a place of spiritual connection. And not only that, from a place of division to a place of being one. And if you have already been to India and attended our events, you would know exactly the vision of One World Academy and O1 Academy. And if you have not been to India, and your next step is of course, you know that it is field of abundance happening at your so in your place. For example, in Miami, it is happening in Miami for all the Being Limitless graduates, and for people in Stockholm, you have in Germany. So the next step will be very, very easy for you. We want to make it easy for you. That is the reason we are having it in your place. One is that we want to meet you in your place and to have a nice time with you. Not only that, we really care for your transformation. That is the reason our founders wanted to make this happen in your countries. How How many of you have been practicing soul sync meditation? Because that was the last homework Preeta ji gave. every webinars should know that that's a homework that everybody should do. It's a school you are in, and it is good to do this homework, because you are manifesting so many synchronicities around you, is it not? Mark says that every day. Gunnar says that me and La, yeah. So we have a lot of meditation communities across the world. We have one in Europe, we have one in Australia. So in case if you want to join the meditation communities online, and if you want to practice this meditation also, it is good. And we have transformers across the world. Transformers are handpicked and specially trained by our founders, Krishnaji and Preetaji, to share One World Academies or their wisdom to the whole world. So if you happen to see it on the Facebook or on the Twitter, you're almost welcome. Whatever your time zone is, you can tune in to the Soul Sync meditation. Biglo says that my Mitra is sleeping. What is the time now in Stockholm? It should be at least afternoon, right? For Miami, it is morning. For Stockholm, it should be afternoon. I think, Biglo, your Mitra needs a nudge or very loving push. You need to push your Mitra, whereby journey with your Mitra for the next 28 days. And our relationship we'll be meeting almost every weekend. And it is 2:20. Who is Mitra sleeping? Okay, anyways. So shall we proceed with our lesson with Preetaji? How many of you loving this experience of like the time limit, and you have a very precise meditation which is connecting you with your being limitless experience that you had, and not only the wisdom that you can reflect, not only that we have time to interact, not only that we have time to meditate. So everything happening, it is like squeezed in 1 hour. How many of you are loving it? Say yes. I'm just waiting for your comment. Just want to make sure. Yeah, thank you so much, because your feedback, it really matters. We have created this learning environment to all of you, so that we can serve you in a better way. That is what is the vision of One World Academy. It is not that you attend a course and our relationship, it is just ending there. And our founders have created this wonderful webinar so that it is not stopping only in 2 days. I know that at the end of 2 days, everyone will leave the place in a beautiful, beautiful space and looking forward to nurture that experience. So we hear what everyone wants, and based on that, Preetaji has really spent time to create all these lessons for us, whereby not only we have this webinar and which is video recorded for you, as well as we can have an interaction so that we can deepen the learning experience together, and you are directly in touch with the faculty. So good. So we will start the video lesson from Preetaji, and as usual, Preetaji will be very swift, meaning you have to keep pace with Preetaji. And if you are maintaining a notebook of all the webinars, that will be great, whereby you can actually write your learning, your experience. Do not try to record everything, whatever we talk, that is not very important. Of course, you will be having the opportunity of replaying the webinar. We'll be mailing it to you so that you will hear this webinar again and again for you. And for this webinar, it is very important to take in the teachings, take in the meditation, take in the reflections, whereby it becomes a part of you. Shall we start? So please be with your eyes closed for some time. And if you want to use this time to have a water bottle next to you, if you want to have yoga mat next to you for you to lie down in Shavasana, if you want to keep your phone in silent mode, so that it is not bothering you. WhatsApp is turned off, and you are not doing two work at a time. I know it is what is it? It is morning in Miami. You do not want to have a breakfast and to listen to the meditations. Please do one thing at a time. And if it is lunchtime, do not lie down and listen. Because if you lie down and listen, that is not a great posture. You sit, and whereby you tune in your body for a learning experience. We are all here for learning experience. So you sit in a very sacred posture where you take in the learning experience, whereby it sinks into our being. Okay, so if you are ready, if you are set, please be with your eyes closed, and then we will begin the lesson. So please be with your eyes closed and bring your attention to your breath. As you're inhaling, say to yourself, inhaling now. As you exhale, say to yourself, you are exhaling now. Prepare your body, mind, and consciousness for this learning experience. Whenever you are ready, you may gently open your eyes with a smile on your face, and we will start the video lesson now.
Namaste. It is wonderful to see you all again. How was your previous week? Was it a more beautiful time? Did you practice the soul sync every day of the last week? Did you practice the 9 conscious breaths and pause in the rush of life? If you have done so, you may share your experiences with the faculty later in the session. Let us begin again with a meditative breathing. Please be relaxed. Hold your spine erect. Close your eyes. Inhale for 3 counts. And exhale for 6 counts. And let's do this for 3 cycles of breath. Allow your face to blossom into a smile. and gently whisper to yourself, I return to the moment. I return to the moment. I return to the moment. You may softly open your eyes. In the Being Limitless, we learnt about the two states of being. A limited state and a beautiful state. If there are only two states of being, then all things we do in life, from the simplest of activities to life's most complex events, can be performed from a limited state or from a beautiful state. We can eat, walk, talk, and drive from a limited state or a beautiful state. We can have conversations from a limited state or a beautiful state. We can work from a limited state or a beautiful state. We can try to resolve our challenges from a limited state or from a beautiful state. We can make life's most important choices from a limited state or from a beautiful state. We must learn to live and function definitely from a beautiful state. Do all things we do regularly from a beautiful inner state. Pursue all our life's desires from a beautiful state of being. This is the first stage of a journey at One World Academy, learning the art of living in a beautiful state. We are not waiting for those occasional moments of peace, love, joy and connection, creativity and passion to happen, but learning to consciously create and nurture this beautiful state of being. Let us take a moment to reflect on a journey of transformation. What is transformation? When you say you are changing, what actually is happening to you or within you? There are three important aspects of life. It is you, the other, and the world. To transform means your relationship with yourself, your relationship with the other, and your relationship with the world is transforming. You are at peace with yourself. There is love in connecting to the other, and your experience of the world is inclusive. It is a journey from you to the other and to all. How does that peace within happen? Where do you begin? How do you come to a place of complete restfulness? Of course, you've heard it 100 times by now. Your journey has to begin with your truth. And your truth has an enormous power, the power to set you free within and open the door to limitless possibilities. Please know that when you see your truth, you're not trying to be judgmental about ourselves, and you should not be. You're merely observing yourself, recognizing the truth of where you are right now. That very seeing of truth transforms. Let us now connect to the 3-minute serene mind practice we learnt in the Being Limitless. A practice to become free of stressful emotions whenever they may arise. A practice to return to the moment whenever you're preoccupied and are not able to respond to life. This will be the practice you will do over the next week, even a couple of times a day, if you feel you need to return to the moment, if you feel you need to return to serenity and calm. Of course, we will send you the recorded version of the practice to every one of you who are on the call. But let us take this time to do the serene mind practice. serene mind practice. Whenever you are distracted and disturbed, do the serene mind. Whenever you are preoccupied with the past or the future, do the serene mind. Whenever you want to return to calm, do the serene mind. It is 3 minutes to a serene state of mind. Please sit still with your spine erect. Gently close your eyes. Let us practice conscious breathing for 3 cycles. Let your exhalation be longer than your inhalation. Recognize the exact emotion that is arising within you now. Is it irritation, anxiety, or confusion? Or is it joy, gratitude, or love? Observe the direction of the movement of your thinking. Is it entangled in the past or the future, or is it in the present? Now move your attention to your eyebrow center. Visualize or feel a tiny flame move from your eyebrow center into the middle of your brain. Hold your attention on this flame in the middle of your brain for a few moments. Whenever you are ready, you may smile and slowly open your eyes.
Though truth itself is an endless path, for the students of One World Academy, we have divided into stages to help evolve in it. So the second stage of truth is to observe your moments of deeper stress and suffering and realize your attachment to your self-images. It is your attachment to your self-image that makes simple situations look complicated. It is your attachment to your self-images that makes you give exaggerated reactions to the problems in life. Let me share an example with you, a real-life story to make this clear. A woman in her mid-40s was at a campus. She had suffered a divorce about 3 years ago. The divorce had been fair and easy. But since the divorce, however, she has been given into bouts of depression. She refused to connect to anyone deeply, was becoming a hermit in her own home, At the field of transformation at the campus, she began to have insights into her truth. She had never understood why the divorce from her husband felt so painful, because love for each other had died long ago. She began to observe her shame. She began to observe her loneliness, her desperation. She realized that what was hurting her was not separation from him, but having to let go of her own self-image. She had always seen herself as a perfect partner, capable of creating a perfect relationship. She saw herself as a woman who was very mature and strong, someone who for her love and maturity will always be wanted. She had lived an entire life protecting that image. What had begun as an ideal in her childhood had over the years become a self-image to which she had grown attached to. She had begun to see herself as a woman of love. Since the separation, she could no more see herself in this light. The collapse of that self-image felt like inner death for her. Unable to bear her inner vacuum, she blamed her ex-husband, blamed God, and looked for reasons in religion. She saw the ridiculous pride she had in that identity and the suffering that attachment to her self-image was causing her. The truth was that it was her attachment to a self-image that was creating this inner drama. Stuck in a self-image, she was not present to life and was creating unnecessary misery within herself. Stuck in attachment to self-images, we resist the flow of life and become stuck in the stagnant, stinking pools of our past miseries. We complicate life and give exaggerated reactions to life's challenges. This clear seeing of inner truth set her free of all her limitations. Such is the power of truth. Please remember, freedom does not require time. She is now in harmonious flow with life, unfettered by her past. Shall we now go on another inner adventure? Bring attention to a situation where there is nagging stress or continued suffering over any issue, whether it is in your family, with your friends, or at work. Please close your eyes. What unpleasant emotions are you experiencing repeatedly? What is your self-image that is challenged in this suffering? Can you observe? Is it the image of being a beautiful woman or a handsome man, a great orator, perfect partner, loving child, natural leader, smart business person, or a responsible parent? What image is it that you're struggling to uphold? What image is it that you're refusing to let go? Simply observe your truth. See how much the struggle is keeping you engaged in your past. and complicating your experience of the present. See the futility of the struggle. Please do not try to change anything that you see. Allow truth to work its own magic. Whenever you have seen, whenever you are ready, you may open your eyes. Hopefully, you took the courage to see your truth. It was wonderful to reconnect with you again. Let the next week be dedicated to seeing your truth. Definitely, please practice the serene mind every day. And such of you who dare to take your freedom to its next level, try to observe your attachment to your self-images. See you soon. Namaste. Over to the faculty now.
How was the session with Preethaji? It is a short and sweet session. And the first, when Preethaji started the session, Preethaji asked, did you do the homework, the soul sync meditation? And of course, we have homework for this week. May I know what is the homework for this week? Serene mind practice is a homework, and Preethaji asked us to do every day. Okay. So we will have interactions, we will have some questions if you have, but if you are in a space of meditation, just enjoy the meditation. But if you have any questions that you want to ask me, you can put it on the chat box, and I'll be very happy to answer your questions. So as you're reflecting on it, I will go over, yeah, it is from Celisa Lucian. Perfectly mended to see the attachment to the self-image. Pedro says that was incredible. So do you have any questions? If you want to reflect for a few minutes, and if you want to post that question on the chat box, that would be great. So that actually gives an opportunity for me to explain more also to all our friends in Stockholm as well as in Miami. I hope you understood the 5-step of serene mind practice. And of course, we will be emailing you the audio recording of it. You will have the opportunity to listen to that audio recording and to meditate. And one question that was asked to me last time was, is it only that I have to do in a stressful state? I have to use this serene mind practice only if I'm very, very stressful. Why not I use it when I'm really, really happy? It is perfectly fine if you want, if you are already in a very peaceful state. This meditation will help you to enhance your experience of peace. You will grow in peace. You will move to a place of stillness. So it is not necessary that you have to wait for those moments of pain and suffering and then you should do this practice. So it is perfectly fine. Even when you are in a place of happiness, use this meditation to grow deeper into this experience of serenity and peace. I think everyone are spaced out after the meditation. We'll see if anyone has a question that they want to ask. Yeah, Kathy. Okay, I noticed that I noticed not just being attached to the prideful self-image, but also negative. Example, I can't make enough money. Okay, I noticed, just trying to understand, Kathy. I noticed not just being attached to prideful images, but also negative. I'm not able to understand. Is it possible to rephrase it for me? So it is. Okay. 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 So I think if I'm, yeah, so I'm able to understand now. That is true. If you have an image that you can't make enough money, that is also an image that you have about yourself. Yeah. Yeah. So it is about this. You should know that the self-image that we have about ourselves, you should know that that is opinion that is being formed due to the life's experiences. So various life experiences is responsible for creating this self-image about ourselves. The suffering is when reality does not match with self-image that we create. When that doesn't match, we go into the place of suffering. And even if you have a negative image about yourself, you should know that there is also an image that you have about yourself, because that is formed because of just one experience of it. So it is not, you are not that entirety of who you are. You are varieties of experiences. You are the person who is successful, you are the person who is happy, you are the person who is joyous, you are an achiever, and all those things. But mind, what it does is it clings on to just one experience of it, and it says that you are that. Once you know that it is an opinion that you have formed about yourself, I mean, it is nothing wrong to have the images. So you should be, you should know when to apply this teaching. Whenever you have an issue with that, then only you have to observe it. If not, it is fine. So here, yes. So for example, if you have a self-image that you are not able to make enough money, that is the opinion that you have about yourself, which is ruling you, and you are in a place of conflict or suffering, and exactly that is a place you have to bring attention to it, become aware of it, to see that how it is just an opinion that is formed about you. And one is the opinion, and the thing is to work on that opinion. That is a different thing. And also the reality, for example, if you are not working hard, if people, they are not working hard, if people, they are not really working for it, then of course the experience will go with the image you have. So that is also important. It is, okay, now that I know that it is only an opinion, I want to change the image that now I can create wealth. Of course, you can have that image, but the thing is, along with that, you have to work hard towards it. So for now, have this understanding that every self-image from this teaching, so we know that every self-image, it is born out of an opinion that we have about ourselves. And when we are stuck to this image about ourselves, what happens is there are times when reality does not match with self-image that we have about ourselves. So during these times, we move into the place of suffering. So have this understanding for now. Okay. Kathy, I hope I answered you. If not, you can ask me again. So I'll move to Hindi. Why do I sabotage myself and not meditate every day, though it feels so good? Okay. I do not know why. And one thing is, if you have an image of perfection, if Hindi says that, okay, I'm a perfect person, I want to do it. So suppose if you have held an image of a perfect person, and the thing is you are not doing it. That means that reality does not matching with the image that you want to be. Not only in terms of meditation, Hindi, you can see it in people. They have this goal, a daily goal of waking up every day in the morning and doing jogging and doing exercise. And if people, they don't do that every day, they will feel so much they will be beating themselves because they are not up to it. So the thing is, what creates is suffering. Of course, you can do this also from a place of beautiful state. So if you can see how the opinion that you have about yourself is not matching with the reality. So here, instead of being up yourself, if you can actually see that, yes, either we don't know the reason why you are not able to do it, but we see that, yes, I did not do it. The mere looking at the fact and observing the fact and accepting it, yeah. Sometimes, even I used to think that I have to wake up very early in the morning and do a meditations in the mornings. And I feel lazy at times and I'll sleep off. So I have to accept that I'm lazy at times. It is not that I'm always perfect. So what gives us freedom is the staying in touch with the reality. It is not the opinion, So if you're stuck to the opinion, if I'm like very much stuck to the opinion that, okay, Venkatesh is a person who is really perfect in doing all the meditation at times, then I should suffer. Then I will be in a place of suffering. No. So if you can understand this, then you know that, yeah, there are times where I'm not perfect and I postpone it or I'm a bit lazy for it. That is fine. But when we look at the truth, we will move into a beautiful state. And then from that place, you can manifest many things. You can plan really well. You can strategize very well. And of course, you can do many meditations instead of missing out on the meditation. I hope I answered you. Okay. Anna. How to know the difference between creating self-image or see the reality through the meditations, because there are so many pictures of myself and person I'm connected to see why I meditate. See, of course, you should know that, it is very simple, and it is very simple. You just bring your attention to the place where you struggle with. That's all. It is as simple as that. If you're struggling with an event, after that event is over, just bring your attention to your struggle. That's all. And you see that there is a conflict there between whatever. For example, we can take Hindi as an example. Hindi says that she's beating herself up because, internally, she's not able to meditate. Now, that is a very typical example. So if you can bring this teaching to this particular event, particular situation, you can see that how the image that she has about herself is not matching with the reality. That's all. So when you see it, you become free. For example, you can take, you are a mother and you want to be like a perfect mother, doing all things. For example, if you are not able to do things, how will you feel? You feel suffering, is it not? Internally, will not feel nice. So those are times you have to bring your attention to what is the struggle is all about. Is it the struggle is about the situation, or the struggle is about the event, or struggle is about what? So when you see that, you will see, oh my God, the struggle is not about that. The struggle is, these are the moments my image is not matching with my reality. These are the moments I was lazy, I did not do it well. So the mere seeing of that truth sets us free. For example, if you are a businessman and you take many decisions and you have this framework or an image that you are a genius, what if you make only one mistake? Then what happens? Do you think is it possible for you to accept that? No way. You will think that, oh my God, I'm a genius and it's not my fault, it's my business partner's fault, and everybody around me are bad, it's because of my past life karma, and God wants me to suffer. We give so many meanings to it, but actually the thing is, you can become free of it now, provided if you can see the truth. The thing is that At that moment, I was stupid. At that moment, I was stupid and lazy, and I did not pay attention to it properly. I overlooked it. When you see it, you are free from it. So bring your attention to the attachment of self-images. Then it is very easy for you to move away, because it's only an opinion. I hope I answer you, Anna. If not, again, you can post. Suppose if you are not getting a clarity, you can again post it, and I'll see how I can answer you in a better way. So, Adriana, okay. How can I detach myself from the pride and not bothered with the self-image? Okay. Adriana has a valid point. So Adriana understood the problem that, oh, self-image is the problem that you guys are describing. I do not want to attach myself to this self-image. Adriana is moving deeper here. So the problem is that let us not have that at all. So you should know that, Adriana, it is not possible. You see your life. You need not take the teacher's thing into it. You see about your life. Is it possible to live without an image? The mind will throw up images, right? And One World Academy doesn't say that you should not have a self-image. You should have, you have an image already. You have an image of a father. You have an image of a friend. You have an image of very religious person or God-loving person. You have an image of very perfect human being. You have an image of a person who is working hard. So the problem is not with self-image at all. So I want all of you to understand. Adriana asked a very valid question. So if you think that self-image itself is a problem, then the mind will go into the place of not having it at all, because we want to end it, no, because we see that as a problem. So please understand, self-image is not at all a problem, because mind, even you want it or not, if you just remove one image, another image will be formed automatically, because that is what mind does. There is no way that you can stop it. If you're working and people appreciate you, for example, we'll take Adriana. Adriana is meditating very well and she's having an experience. She's having an enlightenment experience. Let us presume she has an enlightenment experience. And people say, wow, you are a beautiful meditator. You are a very spiritual human being. You are an enlightened soul. Immediately the mind will create, even you want it or not, the mind will create this, this image of, yeah, I am a perfect spiritual person. So there's no way of stopping it. So instead of trying to do which is not possible, so we can do which is possible, right? That is what the teaching is. We want to make it very simple and easy. The images will be formed, but what is causing us the suffering is the attachment to self-images, because this attachment, it is not allowing us to see the reality as reality, as the fault as fault, as the fact as fact, not fault as fact as fact. So I hope I answered you, but that was a wonderful question, Adriana. That will be the next question of anybody that will ask, like, okay, if self-image is the problem, I want to move away from it at all. That's wonderful. I love the question. Can you expand on inclusiveness, please? Okay. Maria is asking me to explain of what is explain about inclusiveness. So when you reflect on the sessions that Preetaji gave us now, if you observe who we are, okay, One World Academy or Preetaji explains consciousness as a sense of self, of what you feel about yourself, what you feel about your family, what you feel about the world, etc., etc. How will you see when you are in a place of suffering? Are you limited or are you limitless? When you are in a place of suffering, is it possible for us to include anybody at all in our life? The answer is no, basically, because when we are in a place of suffering, we are not including anybody, including God. Though we think that, oh my God, God is watching us and all those things, but we are in suffering, we eliminate everybody around you, including God. So there's no place for anybody at all. When we are in suffering, you should know that it is an obsessive, self-centric thinking. And we are not including anybody. But when you move into the place of truth, then we really start to expand. Because when we are in a place of untruth, it is always about some explanations we give. It is always about giving some excuses to stay in a place of suffering. But the moment when you start embracing the truth about who you are at that point of time, then what happens is the mind is at peace with itself, or you are at peace with yourself. And from that place, what happens is you move to a place of connection. Because a peaceful mind can relate to others, is it not? Not an unhappy man, because an unhappy man doesn't know anything other than to suffer. How can you feel for your father? How can you feel for your friend? There's no way that you can do that. So the way is the truth. You see the truth, you become conscious of the truth. Then what happens is you are at ease with yourself. From the place of connection, you expand. So that is the place. So you start with the truth, you expand to a place of connection, and then you move into the place of limitless consciousness. You expand further and further and further and further. There is no stopping for you. But all journey starts from a place of truth. You're most welcome, Maria. So, Pedro, so the idea is the dia. What does that mean? So is idea? Or, I'm not able to understand the question. If you can rephrase it for me, that'll be nice. Definitely an idea is an idea only. Idea means if you have an idea, definitely there's an idea only. Not sure what is the context in which you're asking this question, Pedro. So I'll wait for you to ask the question. So the idea is detaching from our self-image for that precise moment where we are not seeing our truth. No. The answer is no. We are not trying to detach ourselves of that image at all. We are just looking at the truth. So the focus is not on trying to detach that image. The focus there is to looking at the truth, because when you look at the truth, automatically the image dissolves, it crumbles down, because you know that it is only an image. So we are not bothered about self-image at all there. We are bothered about the truth, because we are not observing the truth at that time because of our attachment to self-image. When you see the truth, the image automatically crumbles down. So you're not ruled by it. So I used to say in the talks, there are two ways to live life. Either you feel that you are riding on the donkey, or the donkey is riding on your shoulders. So if this is what is ruling us, if this attachment of self-image is ruling us, you feel that the donkey is riding on your back. So if you go forward, what does a donkey do? It bites you. If you go back, what does a donkey do? It kicks you, is it not? That is what it is. So when you are ruled by your images, then you are not free at all. A simple moment of learning, you will not be able to have it, because you are so much attached to the image, what others are thinking about yourself. You're always in a place of worry. You are always in God. You are guarding yourself. You're not a free human being who are very open, who are very passionate, who is wanting to learn. You are worried about only your images. So when you look at the truth, Pedro, automatically the images fall away. It will not control you, and you will not be in a place of suffering. Wonderful questions. Wonderful questions. Okay. Anybody is having questions on serene mind practice? Kathy says, I love Preetaji said, freedom doesn't require time. Is of course it is true. Okay, we will talk very briefly about the practice, that everybody should do. There is no excuse at all. Who is the person who asked me that? Hindi asked me the question. Hindi, it is a challenge for you as well as for everyone. How many of us are here, including me? It is 48 people now, but the last meeting was 94. Please make sure that we inform this to everybody, our mitras and all the friends, that this happens every week for remaining 2 weeks. So as I've told you, every week there is something really, really special. We'll be learning it. So let us not miss this learning opportunity. Please share this. This will happen for the next 2 weeks. Okay. So for the next 2 weeks, so for the next week, we have to practice serene mind practice. Okay. So you know the vision, right? The vision of this meditation, what it can do to us. So practice this meditation. If you have any questions on the meditation itself, you can please put it on the chat message. I'll be happy to explain it to you. Christina has a question. So if I see the truth about being procrastinating, I want to change that behavior, change that behavior. Any advice in your teaching? What is a problem to solve with other methods? So you should know that, yes, the thing is, if you see the truth, for example, you have an image of being a person who is a perfect person, a perfect organizer, and you see that there are sometimes you are lazy about it. You are postponing it later. So when you see the truth, there is no conflict there. The mind is very clear. From that place, you will take an intelligent action. That means you need not work on the behavior. Automatically, you are doing things which is actually like the way your state of being is, it is transformed. So you become a very active person, and you are a very smart human being where you employ people around you. So you ask them to do work. But internally, you're moving away from a place of conflict. That is what you have to see. Externally, it will happen automatically. External things, it requires action. But the action can happen only with a clarity. Without clarity, there is no action, right? So yes. So I hope I answered your question, Christina. Lisa Lott, can you please repeat 6 steps of serene mind practice? Okay, quick. If you have a pen and paper, you can just take it and you can write it down. So this serene mind practice, the vision is what? To move into a place of serene state of mind. That is the vision. The name has the vision. So the step number 1, sit still. Step number 2 is become conscious of your breath. Preferably, the exhalation is a bit longer than the inhalation. So step number 1 is your posture. You are sitting in a comfortable posture. Your body is still. Step number 2 is you're bringing your attention to the breath. Preferably, the exhalation is longer than inhalation. And step number 3. Step number 3 is you are recognizing the emotion. You are awakening to the power of recognition here, because usually whenever we are in a place of conflict, we do not pay attention to whatever that is happening within us. So you're using this meditation, the step 1 and 2 will help you to recognize the emotion of what is happening within you. It's not with your parents or with your friends. You know that your suffering is because of this emotion that is happening within you. So you bring your attention and you recognize that emotion. That is what is step number 3. And what is step number 4? When you can recognize the emotion, when your mind is so serene at the time and it is becoming very peaceful, what will happen is automatically you will be able to catch the mind. Is it an obsession about the past, or you are so much entangled into the future? What is happening with you? Many times we do not know what is happening within us. That's a problem. So this meditation will help you to see what is your suffering all about. So step number 4 is observing the movement of our thinking. Are we completely like obsessing about the past, or we are completely entangled into the future? Or if you are in a happy state, you are in the now. So either in the now, if you're very happy, just be in that moment of being in the now. That is step number 4. And step number 5 is you are visualizing a candle frame in the eyebrow center and see it moving inside your middle of your brain, and have your attention there for some time, and then let go of the attention and relax yourself and open your eyes with a gentle smile. So that is what is 6 steps. 6 steps are. There is only 5 steps, not 6 steps. But anyways, you can listen to the meditation, which will be emailing it to you. Okay, Merin has a question. If I miss the 20 minutes of the webinar, poor connection is away. Of course, you can see it, but not the interaction part of it. The webinar will be mailed to you, but the best part is if you can learn it as it is happening. That is what is the best part of it. I truly understand the internet connection, because it happens to us also often, because we are in the outskirts of Chennai, and if it is rain or thunder, the internet will get cut. We don't need a hurricane like a Hurricane Irma in Miami. We just need a thunder and rain. We will not have the internet access here. Just joking here. Pedro, so far this week we practice mind setting and souls. Yes. So if I'm understanding your question right, so for this week, you practice 2 meditations. As you're growing, it is more meditation and more homework for you. So soul sync and serene mind practice, both. Okay, then it was so wonderful to talk to you, and of course I love meeting you. I do not know why, and of course I want to see you all very, very soon for the Field of Abundance with Preeta ji. Somebody is raising their hand for something, I do not know. But anyways, it is a field of abundance that is happening in your place. Please, 1 second, I'll see if there is this offer thing that is loaded here. Yeah. So I will be putting this now on your screen. You see if it is appearing on your screen, because I have no way of looking at it. So it is a special offer for all the BL graduates who are thinking of registering for the Field of Abundance course. And we have various friends who have attended this course. If you have not been to this course, please talk to them and find out what is so special about this course. And of course, apart from it is happening next door in a backyard, and please know that it is a rare happening, and we do not know how long this will happen. So if you want to grab this opportunity, please do it. And of course, the speciality about this event, the entire event is led by Preeta ji. And I mean, you have been meeting Preeta ji almost every week in person, and you know about her and you watched her videos. And how nice would be to learn from her directly. And it is a 4 days immersion program. And you know what happens if you can immerse yourself in this wisdom and the meditation and the processes. And so it's so amazing. You in this journey, if you want to learn about awakened parenting, you will have the opportunity to learn from Preeta ji. If you're a parent, that is a wonderful option. And if you want to liberate yourself from the past samskaras or the past hidden tendencies that is ruling us, which is not allowing us to create wealth for ourselves, of course, we move into a very liberative wisdom, and we move into a very, very special esoteric process, which is done only in Field of Abundance, whereby all the shackles, all the chains have been completely cut, and you will be able to create abundance. Abundance means it is not only in terms of money, but it includes money. And you will be able to create wealth in all dimensions, in all forms. And every day you will have the experience when we talk about the ending of inner war and you will see that you are awakening into a calm consciousness, and where all the internal war has completely ended, and you are moving into the experience of calm. And of course, if you've been to Being Limitless, you know the impact of limitless field meditation that happens, which is on online for you from India, which is done by Preetaji. But imagine the power when you can meditate in presence of Preetaji. It will be an unbelievable experience. Not only you awaken into the place of calm, but also into the dimension of, into a connected consciousness, whereby you expand further. You have an extraordinary relationship with your partner, with your friend, with your family members, whereby you get awakened into that aspect of abundance. And not only that, if you are a person of course, parenting, do not miss this wonderful opportunity to learn from her directly, learn from Preetaji directly. It is equivalent of reading 1,000 books. That's what I will say in all my programs, all my talks. You can spend nearly like years of time of reading hundreds and hundreds of books. That is equivalent of learning from a teacher who is actually living this teaching. So that is the best experience that you can ever have. And not only that, if you're a business person, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business leader, this is a best opportunity that you should not miss, whereby we do a very, very special process to enhance or to awaken into creative consciousness, whereby there is a place where you move into, whereby you create things around you and you become a heartfelt leader or a heart leader. So many magical moments and everyday limitless field meditation that happens. So, and apart from that, it will be very, very, very beautiful to have all of you at the event. I'm looking forward to meet everyone there. And if you want to know about the field of abundance in Miami, you will have the link very soon from our Miami team. This is what is the link for Europe field of abundance. You can actually go here also and check the event. And the Miami one, of course, we have a very special technology to register. You just type in the name and the text, it registers automatically. But in case if it's not happening for you, this is the link for you to register for FOA Miami. And FOA Miami filling up very, very fast. So if you are still thinking, please take an action. Okay then. So I take leave. So it is wonderful 1 hour spending time with all of you. I feel that I'm already a part of your family of 2 sides. One is the Stockholm and one is Miami. And of course, my love and best wishes for my Miami family in Miami. We miss you, and we will see you in Field of Abundance in Miami. Of course, the one in Stockholm, we have not met, but I know few people, and it will be wonderful to meet you there physically. So you have a great day, and yeah, so we will meet soon next week. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you, Robin. Thank you all.